And we are live with today's Let's Draw stream. As you may know, we do these live drawing streams as part of Darkening Doodles every Saturday. We do these by request. Today's request was brought to us by Plush Chocobos on DeviantArt. They wanted us to do Yuffie disguising as Noctis. So, that is what we're doing today. We tend to do several different arts, doesn't matter what you're doing. We are going to be starting doing the new stream redraw every now and then. I'm going to try and get some of those in, starting maybe one in next week. We shall see. We're also just announced, or just released today, our Lesser Look anime review show has started. So tune into our YouTube channel to definitely check out our review of Police in a Pod. We will also be looking at another series next week. I am not completely sure which one I'm going to put down on the list next, but it may be the cosplay one. Maybe the cosplay one. I want to see what ones are on other formats. But we're trying to watch some series that aren't the new ones, aren't the big ones that people are expecting, aren't the reruns and whatnot. We're doing one a week of reviews of anime reviews. And just putting out short little videos. But let's get on with the art today. And if you have a question, just go ahead and leave it in the chat and I will get with it. Oh, hold on. For some reason, Clip Paint completely went weird there for a second. Alright. So today, I'm a little tired. I will not lie, I'm a little tired. We did a 12-hour stream, which, if you follow on YouTube, or was wanting to see it on YouTube, it has been deleted because of copyright. We had some music in there, which I cannot argue. Was not expecting it in the game, and it really got us copyright, hit with a copyright. So we had to remove it, and I was like, well, it's a 12-hour freaking stream. It nearly killed me. I was losing it at the end, both mentally and physically, and I'm still recovering. And so, yeah. That stream is only available on Twitch right now, and it's going to probably be off before the 2-week time limit. So check it out there if you can, if you want. Like I said, it's a 12-hour Civilization play. We will not be doing any more Civ 5. Not related to the copyright thing, it's more related to it takes a long time to play that game, and our version's not saving games for some reason, so we have to do a playthrough straight through, and which is, it's not a pleasant game to play, sit and play 12 hours long. You can do it, I mean, we did it, but, my body's hurting. Let's see here. Bring this around. Of course, out of these characters, let's talk about sort of the subject matter we're on. I think I might have talked about Noctis before, because I think we've done a Noctis before on stream. I'm not a big fan of 15. We have it. I could probably add it to the playthrough of games on our Let's Plays. But honestly, I'm not that big of a fan of 15. I hate to be what the memes are. I kind of prefer, and 7 I enjoy, but 7's not my favorite. 6 is my favorite. 8 is okay. I got lost in 9. I know a lot of people love 9, but I got lost in 9. So I didn't really care. And beyond that, 10 and all that, I really have not cared for the Final Fantasy games. And I tried 15 because it's like, okay, well, it's more action-y, and I've tried all the games except for 13. The only reason I haven't tried 13 is because it came out on the PS3, and I didn't have a PS3. So I never played 13. But yeah, I mean, I've been in Final Fantasy since the first one. Since the first one was officially released in the US. But at the same time, I'm not a huge fan anymore. I find it as pretty much just a graphic release of story, and I don't really find it that in-depth, especially 15 of a story. Although I kind of felt 7 kind of had issues with its story. That's, I mean, you needed story afterwards from when the game officially kind of shows us that the world basically ended, even if you succeeded. So, I mean, yeah, maybe the remakes are nice, but it's not my favorite. I mean, they're too action heavy, and I do like the strategy of an RPG a bit more than I do, and I think that's why I like the Civ game that we've been playing, but it's just too much physically. I do like the strategy of it, and a lot of the games, especially RPGs these days, there's not much strategy involved. Now, mind you, a lot of people be like, oh, well, you just level up and you're not much strategizing in the past. Well, I mean, there's a little bit more strategy in some of the games. And in 6, you had to strategize around a team of specialties. So, I mean, there was concepts of like, oh, well, I'm going to bring in Locke, who can steal, or I'm going to bring in Stratos, who can do blue magic. So, I mean, there was a bit of strategizing in there. And that kind of went away, I feel, with 10. When you're starting to basically just say, okay, this is the team you're with, and this is what you're stuck with. I mean, it was kind of that way with, honestly, with 4. 4 was kind of that way. 5, at least, I mean, we played 5 on the stream. There is strategy in that. You needed to strategize out how you wanted to level up your characters with their jobs. Now, I mean, you could go through hours upon hours and grind, which is bad, or you could strategize your team out. Alright. Okay, we're gonna hold here for the hair. This is where the mask is being held, but I don't want to... For a change up this time, I wanted to do it where the mask is kind of just hinted at, but we're not seeing it. I've made myself known in the past. I'm not a Mask fan. I have a lot of Mask fans. And people, what I mean by masking, people like the idea of dressing up in these bodysuits or rubber suits to be somebody who they're not. And I'm personally not a masking fan. But they found me, and one of the fans found me about 5 to 6 years ago, or was following me before, and from my original anime art and whatnot, and asked me to do a Steven Universe Stefani. It's either the Stefani or the another Steven Universe one that I did with is it it's not Payorth, is it? trying to remember the name of the character, because I'm not a huge Steven Universe fan either. But they asked me to do the character, draw the character. But to draw it with the mask coming off, and since then it's sort of taken off that I get all these requests to do masking art. A lot of my Patreon followers are fans of masking. I personally get kind of creeped out by it. But hey, I mean, if it's what you're into, then, enjoy. It's just not my thing. But I do the art, mainly because, hey, it pays. And people want to support my work. So, I mean, hey, I'm fine with that. You don't have to like what you're doing. And I mean, this is something I just got done watching a video during the downtime about an artist who didn't like what they were doing and were hating on the work, and they were changing it the way they did instead of what fans expected, and because of that, the fans didn't like their change. And so, I mean, it comes with it that, I mean, you've got to understand, you've got to appease the fans first. You can't appease, new audiences, or try and get new audiences in without appeasing the old. Or else you're just sort of cutting your ear off to save your face. Or cutting your nose off, whatever that expression is. And sadly we see that too often these days, where people are trying to do something new and original with a series that has got a fan base out there, and they're not being respectful of where the fan base exists or why the fan base exists. And that's not to say you can't do something new. You can. You just need to understand that you also need to be able to appease the fans in some way. And telling them off and whatnot, all it does is piss them off, and you lose money. You lose sales, you lose money, and you don't succeed at bringing in the fans. You succeed at losing more fans. You may bring in some, but you're not going to bring in what you had before, if it were to say. And I mean, maybe that's kind of just being a little self-notified or self-criticism on there too. I mean, we just did a anime review show. That was one thing that fans have been clamoring for a while, but we're still going to be doing our art. We're still going to be doing the series Demon Blade. We're still going to try and do some writing series. We'll still be doing our Patreon supported work each week, which, if you don't know, go to www./demonblade. It's based off of the comic series, and support us or check us out. We have a new art drop pretty much every weekend, so we'll do something new based off of requests of our sponsors. And those tend to be more detailed, those tend to be more comics. And then we do this, which is a fan base. A lot of people were requesting, they want art, but they can't afford it. They want a way that they can request something. So this is the way to do it. I basically set up this sort of live stream so that we can cover art and do artwork for people that is free. So I mean, this is not a charge. If you have a request and you want it done for this live stream, go ahead and make a request in the comment below, or to message me on social media. It's embryoarts.com on social media. For those who don't, or who've tuned in before and don't know, this is the figure we have now. She is the host of The Lesser Look. Well, it is the host of The Lesser Look. I have to keep noting, I is not gendered. If I took I's clothes off, it's flat as basically a doll. But yeah, this is I. We put together The Lesser Look. It's, like I said, short 8-minute videos. I knew going into it, I wanted to do something a little bit different. We were going to look at the series that people really weren't talking about. The series, because there's so much anime that comes out each season, so we wanted to look at the series that are less likely talked about. And tell you, hey, if it's worth your time to watch it, or if it's just something to ignore. So, I mean, that's why we did it. Like I said, our first episode was on Police in a Pod. Good anime. We gave it a great review. I hope the creators of the series let us keep doing these. I try to do them as professionally as I can. And they're little fun little things, and they let me return to something that I was trained in for years, which is video and editing software, and that we've done it so it's a little bit quick and a little bit easier for us to put together a weekly video. There were a couple animes that I wanted to do months ago, reviews that I'm not going to do reviews now of because we're trying to stick with each season. There was one on High Dive that was going to get a very bad review from us. From, I believe, last season or the season before last. That it was a horrible anime. The artwork was nothing to write home about. The jokes were not landing. They weren't that funny. It was basically a Shota lolly, Shota series. And it was just ecchi as could be. I'm thinking High Dive is pretty much just gone ecchi these days, because they have Redo of a Healer, which I will be doing a contest. I'll announce it next video review. We're going to do a contest for the month of February. That if we reach a certain subscriber goal, I will force myself to watch and fully review Redo of a Healer. It would be a long review versus the 8-minute videos that we're doing now. Other reviews, review punishments will probably be like, watch all of High Guardian Spice, might be one. Watch all of X-Arm, might be another. We're talking some really bad anime. That's not to say this season doesn't have one that I'm already looking at and I'm kind of dreading. There is one out of the ones I've watched so far that I'm kind of like, this show needs to pick up. It needs to do something, or else it's just completely pointless. And sadly, it just keeps going and going, and I wish for God that it would pick up, but it doesn't seem to be. But we'll get into that review when it happens. I don't think that one's going to be this week's review. Or this next week's review. Only reason I did Police in a Pod, it was one of the first ones that would be available in 3 episodes. We try to do 3 episodes per view to give a full review of the series. Whether or not it's worth it or not. And to be fair, I mean, sometimes you may have a rough start, or the story doesn't really get going until episode 2 and whatnot. Or, I mean, any different number of things. In the case of Police in a Pod, it kind of picked up a little bit. The first episode was okay. The second episode picked up. And then the third episode continued where the second episode kind of picked up. So, I mean, I did enjoy it. It was a great show. Go and check out the review for the full details. Whether or not I'll continue watching is whether or not I have more time. We're still doing the reviews with the anime review group that we're in. So we have, right now, we are doing Count of Monte Cristo, which is an old Geneon title. That's on that series. We do sort of older anime reviews, and we do full-on series. So I mean, I'm definitely enjoying Count of Monte Cristo. I need to finish some more after we finish this stream. I'm about halfway through. Definitely sort of a interesting. Now I have to give credit. I mean, it's based off the novel Count of Monte Cristo, the French novel, which was. I mean, it takes concepts off of it. It's sci-fi. So I mean, it's definitely not sci-fi in the original book because it was written in the Napoleonic War. Or written about the Napoleonic War. And there wasn't really sci-fi until, anyways, Jules Verne's, so. But, I mean, it's definitely a interesting, and I mean, I'll give a decent review of that. I might do some review streams where I do longer with some series, or do some series that we wouldn't cover in the lesser look, some more popular series or something like that. I mean, it's going to be up to what people want from us. I mean, that's pretty much, we try to serve the fans. And that's what I try to do with each and every project I come in with. Because if I'm not, then I'm not likely to be able to get much interest in the work. And yes, big spoilers. I am aka I am Brittany Dodson, yes. Me with a voice changer now. I always kind of wanted to do a voice changer from the get-go with these streams because I don't like my voice. Big surprise before it becomes, oh, you're doing this. No, we do this already. Let's see here. We got nice, calming, relaxing music here, even though it's probably more intense characters in scene. We probably do more intense, but I think with this stream and most of the streams, I kind of want to keep a calm attitude about them. Relaxed, nothing too dramatic and hyped. We might have some reviews where we make it overhyped, but yeah. Not gonna worry too much. For both my stress and others. I don't know about the rest of you all and what's going on. It's apparently snowed outside today. I didn't even look outside. I've been that tired. We've been having a lot of snowy weather for my area. We usually rarely get snow. And I think this is snowed every day this week around here. And we're in the middle of the East Coast of the United States. So, I mean, I really don't know what's going on here. I'm gonna guess he's got a belt. Unfortunately, the sword's kind of covering it, so I won't be able to see that. And let's do there. Tomorrow we will, of course, be doing our Tales of Rise. We'll continue with Tales of Rise. I honestly don't know what's going on in that story. I wanted to keep in the dark with that series, because I wanted to do some original takes on, how I am when something happens, and shocking and impress. I have found where we need to go, and that was the problem last week. It kind of threw you in and said, oh, well, here's the issue, and where do you need to go? I was like, okay. So I found where we need to go. And then we have our Pokemon Let's Play on Wednesday, where we launched our Nuzlocke for the first time last Wednesday, and we went right back into another Nuzlocke. Same setup with the same Nuzlocke rules. We're doing a little bit better, but I am not holding my breath, because we did also lose 4 Pokemon pretty much right out the damn gate on this playthrough. Damn it. But back to the subjects. I liked Yuffie. I mean, a lot of people poo-pooed Yuffie in the original games. I've not played, what is it, the remake Crisis Core or whatever version? Whatever they call it. I've not played that version because it's on the 5, and I don't have the 5. I have the PlayStation 4. So, it may be on the Windows version. I don't know if somebody tell me if the Windows version has it. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little disappointed with the remake, because I did want to see further than Midgar, but at the same time, I understand, that. But at the second time, I mean, the next one better well hit to at least Aerith's death scene, or wherever it was normally occurred in the series. At least to that point. Because, I mean, if it doesn't, I mean, it's them dragging it along for money. But then at the same time, I have, with what Square announced 2 weeks ago, I really am losing faith in Square as being a decent company. With them going into NFTs and whatnot, I'm like, no, please keep NFTs out of my game. NFTs they're a scam, folks. Someone asked me back when NFT started to take off if I was going to be doing NFTs. No, I will not do NFTs. Because they're an art scam. People put out crappy art that they easily copy, and then they ask you to pay enormous amounts of money for it. So if you see my art on an NFT, let me know, because it is a copyright violation. And I will definitely go after them. trying to do the boots. So he's got it. It's still laced, but it's okay. Got this sort of. Well, it's not really odd combat boots. I mean, I guess it's designed to keep water out. Maybe. I don't know. I don't wear this kind of boot. I never wore combat boot. I mean, I got accused of being accidental goth. Well, I mean, I even like to say I was an accidental goth and I was an accidental grunge back in the 90s because I would wear black and then I would wear flannel all the time. People would think I was accidental goth. Also, didn't help that my skin is pale as can be. I noted that out with family members this week when I went out to meet them, and I met them, and my skin. As soon as I went outside, I was like, "Holy crap! My skin since June has gone just pale white to the sky." In the day, and it's. I am absolutely a porcelain-skinned person. And, yeah. In some ways, I enjoy being porcelain-skinned because, yes, it's fair-skinned. It's a nice, lovely sort of look, but at the same time, it's also sickly looking at times because you look pale as a ghost. And the fact that I am sick, it's kind of hard to tell at times. Okay. And I want to try and make sure we do Yuffie's headband, right? And for today's background, like I said last week, I'm going to start doing backgrounds regularly on these drawing streams because I don't like the white background. It doesn't look good. So we're going to start doing backgrounds. We're going to do sort of a futuristic interior background. I'm going to do a few tricks and tips during that. It's not really hard to color Noctis because Noctis is all black and grays and dull, which is what kind of really takes me off on him. He is the emo kid that should have existed years ago and in Final Fantasy and now exists in Final Fantasy, and I was just like, he's a couple years late to being the emo kid. But, oh well. I'm not like I said, I got bored with Final Fantasy 15. I think that's the lowest grade you could give a role-playing game. It's not that it's something great, it's that it's boring. And if it's boring, then you're not having fun, you're not enjoying the game. And sadly, that was me with 15. I felt like just falling asleep between running from one area to the next or driving from one area to the next in the game. And the story just did not encapsulate me. The only character I wanted to see actually come into play, they kill off. And it's like, no. different shade of gray, black. These are going to be darker. The stripes will be darker. And that's kind of the problem when you're drawing something and it's all supposed to be grays and blacks, but it's not a black and white drawing, it's a color drawing. It's really hard to make it stand out because it's dark, it's gray, and it's not very interesting, in my opinion. And Noctis, look at the difference here. Which one's more interesting, I ask? Honestly, it's Yuffie. And it's not that she's female, it's that she's more colorful, she's bright, she's cheerful. You want to know Yuffie. Noctis looks like the kid that's going to go stand in the corner and just be like, I don't want to be here. You're not my dad. He's that kid. And the kind of kid that I want to just be like, grow the hell up on. Now, given, the beginning of the story of his game, he loses his entire kingdom and everything. So he's an exiled prince throughout the game. That, being the whole element of the story, that did not become something interesting to me. It's like taking Final Fantasy VI and just doing Sebon's story. Yeah, Sebon has that cool moment where he gets to suplex a train. But you need more in that story. And the fact that Square made it all DLC to get the extra stories kind of pissed me off. It really kind of pissed me off. And then it was all male stories. There's no females, there's no variety. It's just 4 males that are just kind of like the same people over and over again. And it's like, okay. Just give me some variety, Square, please. You gave most of the backstory in added content. It made your game dull as ever. And you're like, oh, well, you can get the backstory from here, and here, and here. And I was like, well, just give me the backstory in the game I'm playing. I'm paying you $60. Give me that backstory. Just even tell me. It's not even show and tell. It's show and go buy other content. That's probably more piss off than show and not tell. And I'm gonna get into show and tell with a review. I definitely am. There's a review I'm gonna have to get into coming up that is going to be show and not tell, because they literally tell you what's happened without showing us a thing, and it's like, okay, and I'm watching you because. And it's so sad that so much entertainment these days constantly does that. It's the show, or it's the tell, that just tells us, oh, well, we've done this, and you didn't show it. You never showed it. You never show your work. I mean, it's an old school thing. Show your work. I mean, when I do Demon Blade backstories, I show my work. I want to make sure that you see the character going through crap in the backstory. And if I do a flashback, then I do a flashback and tell the character's backstory. I don't want you to just be told, oh, well, this happens. I want to show that it happened. Okay. Getting a little heated. Partly because I'm tired. Partly because I've been watching bad stuff. Some of the anime series this season definitely mixed bag. There's one that's amazing, and it's not Police in the Pod. I will get into that series. I am hoping to watch more of that series. That series I haven't seen but one episode, but I am hooked on that one episode, and I am definitely going to give a high praise if it continues for the next 3. So we'll do a full review there of that. A couple of the other series, I mean, it's a mixed bag. It's always a mixed bag. But we're going into, I mean, we're not going into the popular series. We're not doing the re-release stuff or the new episodes of so-and-so. So, I mean, you're not going to see me do a Demon Slayer review. I love the Demon Slayer series. I'm watching the latest season come out episode by episode. I am enjoying it. If I were to give it a praise, I would give it the highest praise we can give it. But it's not going to be one we're going to review. And the reason why is simply because I want to give shine to series that you may not look at. So that's what we're here for. I mean, that's what we're going to do. Alright, let's get dark here. Skin. It's Nox's mask, and then we gotta move to Yuffie's look. So let's do Noctis's hair. Black on black. Always black on black. I think the new game that's coming out, the characters are black on black. And seriously, Square. Get a color palette. Get a color palette. Give me some characters with color. You had it with 7. Hell, you have it with the 7 remake. Use it. Use the color palette. Because we've got to make this Noctis outfit far darker as we go into detail. And we've still got an hour left of this stream, so it is not going to take me an hour to do the background. Alright, Yuffie, I gotta find the gap in your hair, and I think it's right there. Wow. But I mean, even Remake looks a bit dirty and grungy and dark. Given Midgar was supposed to be that case in Final Fantasy VII, so I'm not surprised. And we kind of we'll get the same look, I imagine, with Fort Condor if we ever see Fort Condor. And what was it? I'm trying to remember the name of Barrett's hometown. We've seen Cloud and Tifa's hometown. I expect the Wutan, where Yuffie's from, to be bright and colorful, but not as bright and colorful as Golden Saucer. I'm gonna redo her eyes. I don't like how that one is. Well, I'm gonna read. I like the shape. I just don't want to like the way the pupil was. Pupil's fine there. I've been doing a lot of art as well. For those wondering what's coming down the line, this week for Patreon work, we have to do some character designs. I'm going to be releasing one that's commissioned and one that's not. And we will also be doing another page of Demon Blade. 2 have dropped already. I'm going to drop a 3rd one. And those will all be public next Friday. So Demon Blade will return next Friday. Officially, I've been off for a while because 1, I had a little bit of sickness, and 2, I've also been kind of going through an art block with Demon Blade. Mainly because this was a episode that I was not that clear on, or a chapter that I was not clear on what I wanted to do. I need to redo that boot. This boot looks way off. It looks bad. It looks so bad, I'm just gonna erase that part. Okay. Let's draw the boot. Okay. Again, this goes like this. Do a little bit of a there. And I mean, as I always say, don't be afraid to make mistakes in art. Because, hey, you're gonna make mistakes in life, you're gonna make mistakes in art. We learn. I know there's probably a mistake or 2 in the video we just released. It's been a long time since I've done video editing. I try to be clean and smooth with it. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna make mistakes, and I'll learn from those mistakes. I'm definitely going to be working on the voice a little bit more. I do find being a little bit more excited, more cheerful, and using the breathier voice tends to sound better. So that's probably what we're going to be going with. Let's do the metal on your fees. Headband. Let's do this color gray. Oh wait, shoot. Da-da-da. And yeah, if you just want to say hi or drop in and say, I mean, that's also a thing. You want to just be like, hey, how's it going? It's always, I always welcome to say it and whatnot. We're just here kind of as part of the fan base. Like I said, always on Saturdays we kind of do this just to help the fans, especially the ones who can't afford it, get something that they can be like, oh, well, I requested this work, or I got something I wanted drawn. I know I've got a list with Dining and Doodles. We are, I think, in April with choices right now. So I just keep that in mind. I know we're at the end of January, but we have requests up to April to deal with. Patreons, of course, always get their regular requests. Every week we'll do one from the Patreon groups, but I also do DeviantArt. As a request, we now have them since the start of the new year. You can be a sponsor through there if you don't want to do Patreon. And you can get the same bonuses. We do the same releases early on DeviantArt for sponsors there. Let's get her eye. Okay, I think I need to actually get some lightness in Noctis's look, because Noctis, he is pale. He's not dark skinned, he's pale. Let's do a little bit of highlight here, highlight here. The idea is tightening whatever this body form is. And I mean, that's part of the reason why I agreed to do body suits and skin masks, is it helps do a technique that you, as an artist, you want to learn, which is how to sort of get the feel of textiles in a piece. And with the body suits, you kind of want, in these drawings and whatnot, you kind of want them to look like almost rubber to cloth at times to get the look down. So let's see here. We'll do there we go. Alright, there's the skin. Now we need to darken the outfit. I technically don't need either of them anymore. I do need to do laces, but I'm going to do those last. But we're going to do darkening of the outfit, and I'm going to do this on a different layer. But we're going to go with the pants first. Using my palette, I'm going to go probably actually a little bit darker with this, but I want to do this as sort of the medium tone. So this is going to be I didn't switch layers, but oh well. Actually, undo. Yeah, let's go ahead and do a layer. So we're going to do a new layer. Try and follow the lines a bit. We'll just get a little bit of a light here. See, that didn't go right. We must have missed a line in here somewhere. Okay. I'll try. There we go. Okay. And I want to do dark on these bottom parts. Alright. Now that I did that, I'm going to go on the next layer. We're going to go darker. I'm going to do this with this brush, airbrush. And I'm going to kind of just do the outline a little bit. And we're just going to kind of lightly fade it. Oh, we also need to reselect, do the dark on this part up here, or else it's going to look weird. Okay. Actually, let's bring Noctis back up, or Noctis up, so we can see. He has these leather patches, so we're going to reselect. We're going to do another layer, and we're going to do a different brush. We're going to go with dense watercolor, and I'm going to go straight black with this, and we're going to just do, oh, hold on. Right there. And then because it's a material, different material, we need to give it a different shine. Just a hair. Same brush, just kind of hair there. And then you want to actually go over and do a light tone right here on the dark area. This is going to reflect a little bit. And let's see here. Jacket. We're going to go up here. We're going to do sort of the same treatment we did with the pants with the jacket. I just want to make sure I get all of the pant jacket. I'm not worried about the inside cuffs because we kind of did them dark anyway. These, we're going to go to this layer. I'm going to use this dark because it does have a different color tone hue to the lower half. I'm just filling in sort of these colors a bit, and we're just going to do sort of like here, and a little bit here, here, down. And we'll do shadow here. Carry the shadow here. Alright. Oh, wrong one. We wanted that to be light right there. Okay. And now, same sort of thing. We're just going to take that airbrush. We're going to go darker and just kind of hint on that. Okay. And then we've got to do this part, which is the lighter. It's actually lighter out of all the other parts of the coats, which is why I did it in a lighter tone. Excuse me. All the talking I've done in the last few hours. Getting to me. I have a pretty nasty cough today, I will say that. But it's all, I think, from having talked so much. I will get a rest before I do tomorrow's live stream. I assure you. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of shadow here, 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 and then shadow. Oh, wait, crud. These are on the wrong layer. Simple enough, I'll go this way, go thicker there, thinner there. Well, hold on. Thinner there, thinnest there. Okay. Go here. There's gonna be a lot of shadow right here. This is all gonna be in darker shadow. So actually, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and take a brush. Okay. Actually, we can just. Alright, and we'll go and do the airbrush again, the darker tone. This time we're only going to go that dark though, because this one is lighter. But these parts, which I didn't do this time around, hold on. Oh, hold on. Actually, see something I didn't cover too much with before I even do that. Side. Okay, let's go over here, here, and here. I'm going to add a darker airbrush on these because they're darker. Okay. So there's the dark outfit. We still need to do the glove. We still need to do the boots. But, I mean, we took a very light outfit that we did of him, and we brought it out. I would do something fancy with his shirt, but since the shirt's mostly covered, he does wear this sort of square, technical shirt that I use when I will do. Let me see if I can find one that I've done before of Noctis. Up here. Let's see here in regards. Trying to go through and pull one up. Like I said, I've done several of Noctis by this point. There's Noctis. Okay, so this was an earlier one of Noctis done. I did a different jacket that he was wearing, but he wore this sort of pebbly shirt. So I did the pebbly look on the shirt. He looked more like Sasuke Uchiha in this one, in my opinion. And personality-wise, the two are like the same. If you're wondering, this is the character design I'm working on for tomorrow. So a little preview to those who don't have Patreon. There's going to be more detail into her. I've been working on her for a bit. And then I have another one I hadn't even started on that I'm also going to be doing. I think the same series. They're both coming from the Bakery Girls series, which is from my friend, the Cooking Dojo, aka Justin Kovich. And he's been on here a few times on the stream. In fact, he was on last night when we were doing the Civ stream. So. Just kind of do a little bit. Oh, actually, that should go on this layer. I'm actually going to treat this a little bit differently on this layer. We're going to actually use the watercolor brush, because this is supposed to be a leather glove, I think. So we're going to do a little bit of treatment here. Actually, let's do this on a different layer. Because I want it to be lighter than that, but then that shadow is going. I think it's supposed to be leather, isn't it? Yeah, it's leather. So it's gonna have a little bit of a highlight here. Whenever you have leather, you have that sort of middle highlight in a drawing. And let's see how well this does. Let's do a little bit lighter, but smaller brush. That also means I need to do a bit of a dark on this side. And then this is plastic, which is, or I'm guessing a plastic or plastic-like material for the design. I'm sure it's some sort of fantasy bracer, something that if somebody wants to go into detail. It's plastic. It's plastic. The design is plastic. So it's kind of like leather, but it's a little bit more straight on. You use an airbrush to get the effect. Alright, with the boots, let's zoom in on the boots. I want to go take the blue and the red off. Let's take the green off right now for me to look at and see. Unfortunately, yeah, we're kind of seeing sort of a point where I had to edit out the color around it, and it was a black on black, which is, again, a pain in the ass to do. It's a different material, so it's a shiny leather here, and it's a non-shiny leather on the flaps. So the flaps don't get the shiny, but the interior gets the shiny. Which is why we want to do the laces later. But this also tells me there's an opening. Okay, so we need to, and there's the opening right there. Okay, so select, deselect, black, go down to the 20 that we were at. Okay, make sure everything is closed. Okay. Reselect that one, and select this one. And again, we treat it with the air, sort of a little bit of the watercolor brush with the leather, just to kind of get the effect. No, not that dark. Let's do this color. Okay. So we're going to do that. Highlighted a little bit there. Same here. We're just going to do a little bit of highlight brush here. Well, we shouldn't have done the highlight yet on that one. We need to do the dark. Okay, now we can do the highlight. Okay. And see, we already get a little bit of a different feel. We kind of get the rough leather exterior already, and the shiny leather underneath, like the drawing has us to do, or wants us to do. So we're going to kind of just touch this up with the pen to keep the difference going. So we're going to just do, and we want to make sure we're doing a lighter. And that's too light, because that's actually lighter than the color we're working with. Okay, so we just want to do a lighter touch. And again, we're on the wrong layer. Lighter touch here. And then I'll show you a quick way to do laces. Okay. Quick way to do laces. We are going to do another layer. We'll do it over top of the shadows that we've been doing. We have a brush in this case. You could do it by hand with just doing a regular brush and whatnot. We have a brush that is perfect for string and laces. Let's see if I can find it right here. We want to do black. And we want to do this color, black. Well, actually, let's do a lighter interior. There we go. Black. All right. So basically, if we were to zoom in, you know, it's kind of hard to see on the stream. But if I were to zoom in on this drawing of it, you can see there's a different rope pattern basically into it, and it makes it uniformly. It helps. Use whatever you can do, but I mean, absolutely, if you can find tools to help you out, use them. And this is one of those cases where there are some tools to help you out. As always, we use ClipPaint Studio in our work. This is ClipPaint Studio EX. For those wondering, I love them. I've been using them for several years. They're far superior to Photoshop for comic work and even illustration work, I will say. If you're an illustrator, you know Illustrator is not the best thing for Illustrator for illustrating. It's good for text works, but it's not a good illustration program. More Adobe Photoshop would be better for illustration, but even that, I will say, because of the cost of Photoshop, but also for the kind of look of Photoshop and technique. I mean, honestly, ClipPaint Studio, it's cheaper, it's more functional with a tablet than Photoshop is. Just overall better, honestly. Not sponsored. I wish I was. The company who's in charge of ClipPaint Studio, hey, if you want to sponsor me, go right ahead, sponsor me. We do have a sponsor though, and we will get into them later once we finish with the drawing. I'm just kind of bringing a little bit of a sense of the laces. Not going into too much, just doing a little bit of lace work. Just do a zigzag pattern in between all the boot. So there we go, we have our character. I'm going to go ahead and hide the Noxus we were using for reference. We have our character. So we have Yuffie up here in the head. Let's do something with her hair, make it a little bit better. She has sort of brown tinnish hair, dark hair of that most Asian, particularly Japanese, actually have. They do have brown hair. They don't have black hair all the time. They usually have brown. And it's usually this sort of dark, muddy brown. So, and honestly, Yuffie probably is more realistic than people gather for the Asian culture. That she sort of represents in her series, or in the series. Where did I draw that on? What layer am I on? Okay. I'm going to make this simple on me. Cut. Paste. And merge with the layer below. Okay. Simple enough. Give her a little bit of a highlight. We'll do a little bit of more lines in her hair. Give it a bit more texture. She's supposed to be a very young girl. Gosh, I think she's only supposed to be 12 or 15. I don't recall. It's been a while. I know she's underage for the drawings I've seen of her. That are out there. Let's do a little bit more with her metal plate. Let's add a slight hint of light coming off of it. Do a little bit higher highlight right here on the end of it. Okay. Now we're going to do the background. As I promised, we're going to kind of do a quick sci-fi background. Let's pull up our worksheet here, our work design. So, what I was doing is I wanted to do kind of a room going in with a fancy sort of back wall. Something a little bit more elaborate than you've kind of seen in the past from here. We're going to do... No, actually, let's do it then. We'll do 5. We're going to do 5 points with our line tool. And we're going to just go... Is this... Okay, that's not the one. Okay, that's not the layer. Alright, just want to make sure I wasn't on the same layer as the sketch. Okay. Don't want to make it a big room, just want to make it a little bit of a shallow room or a door behind it. Just something that's not something common that you would see in every day. A good examples to use if you wanted to use something for a reference would be modern military vehicles, components and designs. I know here with Aya, I will go into detail a little bit if we have some time of some brushes and whatnot that I use to create the Aya's design a bit that I picked up that are typical sci-fi. They're display you'll see the same sort of tool or references be used in sci-fi comics and sci-fi anime, you'll see the same, literally the same patterns. A lot of us use the same ones over and over again. Some people design new ones, but most of the people use the same designs because it just looks sci-fi. I think it was originally created for Star Trek: The Next Generation. I think that's where it was first created. I could be wrong. But a lot of these techniques, because Star Trek was one of the first great sci-fi series, and Next Generation was a great version of it. And up until then, there were some technical ones people would do. They do with the compass view window one. It's sort of a camera focus at times. I need to fade this layer so I can see what I'm drawing and not miss lines or combine lines that I don't want to combine. I'm on the wrong layer. Wrong one. Okay. Layer that goes, or line that goes up this way. Let's do a little sign that we'll do in some gibberish lettering. Do something like this. Pretty much whenever you want to do something science fiction wise, it comes down to geometric shapes being repeated and used, and lines, and then bright colors, neon colors. You go with metals on bright neons, depending on. If you want to go more post-apocalyptic, you go rusted metal and rusty old technology. But if you want to go more sci-fi, you go with the brighter colors, brighter look to things. And so, that's what we're kind of doing here. We're kind of going to go with these lines, and then I'll come over with some brighter colors. And I'm going to do a sort of circular lock here on this weird door that I'm putting together. I'm not being too precise because it's a quick drawing. If I wanted to be precise, like I did with the model that I'm currently using, I would be spending time to make sure the lines line up. I'd be using guided lines to help make sure everything lines up. And I use perspective, more than likely. Right now, we're not really using those. We're kind of just flying by the seat of our pants with this. Okay, bring that down and over, down, and we're going to do a circle lock, like I said, so we want to make sure we're on sort of the same line treatment here. We're just gonna do a circle right here. I'm gonna erase the lines that go in that circle. Now, and we'll just do some more sort of looks to it. So we'll do more circles in, maybe even give it like a gem look in there, at which point we'll go, okay, let's say I want to add some color to this. Let's add blue to this overall thing. So we'll do this, 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 and we're going to do another line down from the circle. Let's say right here, down to this bottom part, kind of follow up. This will be the end, or it's more of the door here, so we're going to do another line of the color. I'm trying to remember Final Fantasy 15 because it has been a few years. I think the tombs kind of had this feel. Saying, I do remember you had to go to the tombs for the weapons, and the tombs kind of had this feel. Maybe I will do Final Fantasy 15. Maybe that'll be our replacement for Civ, since we can't do, we're not gonna, well, it's not we can't, as we're not gonna do Civ anymore. Because it just is a time suck, and I can't physically keep doing that. Kind of time suck. Let's do a bit of pattern here. Let's sort of reflect this one down here. So we'll do, wrong color. Let's do the black line here, and then we're on the wrong layer. Is that all on the same layer? No. Okay. That's on this layer. Okay. So we need to go here and back. And up. Back, down, back. A lot of repeat, but a lot of just useless kind of lines to kind of get this feel of this door that we're getting. And now we'll do a bit of a dark gray for between the blue. Then we'll do sort of like gray here. That'd be a darker gray here. Let's see, a medium gray here. And then I'm going to show you a trick with the floor that I came up with years ago. I think it's something that other people do. It's a technique I learned actually from all places. The Sailor Moon anime, the original, not Crystal. from the original Sailor Moon. And that is, I'm going to do a darker tone on the bottom floor. So we're going to do the floor. And then to add an element of sci-fi, I'm going to do 10. We just do these sort of reflecting parallel lines, 3 of them, that connect to the next layer over. And it just kind of gives sort of an effect of a floor, but not actually giving a floor. But it's just sort of a fancy way to do a floor. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna make this a little bit brighter. We'll do a gem sort of thing in the middle, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're gonna go on another layer, bring this up, and we're gonna grab our pen tool, and we're gonna actually take darker blue and sort of circle around. Well, actually, just go ahead and do the whole thing, I guess. Just color in the whole thing there. Do the color blue, center, bring it a little bit more towards one side. And then on that side, you're going to want to do a little bit of a light. And then, honestly, just add a little bit more of effect. You add the circle tool, and you add another circle in it. Hold on. I actually want to do a darker circle. Okay, so we want to do a darker circle inside, and another circle inside. Then we're going to take all the blue, so we're going to select all the blue that we have. That's why we did it on a different layer. So all these thin layers of blue, and actually I need to do the sign as well that we have above. Okay, and I'm going to go 2 layers above here because I want to kind of probably give a little bit of light tone, or, well, shadow in the light. So we're going to go here, and we're going to grab our airbrush, and using a darker tone, because you want a darker tone here, you just kind of want to hit areas randomly on our blue selection. And there's a reason for this. What we're going to do is add glow. And then, the reason why we did this on a separate layer, we want to select invert selected area. We want to take a light blue, so a lighter blue than what we have, and we just kind of want to add a slight hue to the blue to give it a slight glow. And I want to do the sign also with a glow, which is also going to go in blue. Alright, so we're going to do that, and for that we want to kind of do another add glow, but we want to do a bit of a fade. And we'll do, let's see here, select, deselect. I'm going to go on here, let's go. Our light source is this. Well, we have a light source here too. So we're gonna just kind of go like this and a little bit like this. So we're gonna have a crossing. Well, no. Let's do a deep cross like that. Shadow. I don't know what the hell you are. An ad popped up all of a sudden on me. I don't know what from. Okay. We're just going to do that. And we're going to do another shadow. I'm going to do a black on another layer. And we're just going to bring this in here. And then this darker shadow in here. And then I want to take the blue. So actually, let's reselect if I can. Taking that black. Oh, nope. Undo. That's alright. We had an inverse, so invert the selection again. Take that black. Hit the blue. You want to cut the blue out of the shadow. And there we have a glow. We need to do the same with the sign here, the glow. So cut that out of the shadow. And just to add some weird text, we'll just say Noctis mask. And or masking. That'll be our text. So you guys know what it is. And I'm going, because I mean, I always love to do these with things. If you see Magical Princess War, I will put these little sort of runes in there every now and then. They are literally different things. But I mean, there. Look, it's just nonsense. But you guys know what it says. And we're just going to rasterize that texture. So I can alter that a little bit better. We're going to transform it, and we're going to free transform. And that's going to go that way. That way. So you guys know, only those that have watched the stream know what that actually says. If they haven't watched the stream, they won't know what that says. There you go. I know it's a bit early, but we're going to end the drawing of Noxus, or this masking drawing, here. But we are, like I said, I'm going to do a little bit of an overview of, I'm going to bring up Aya. Or I and her body. Excuse me. Amaya and her body. I'm not even used to the words. God dang it, I'm the voice, and I'm not even used to it. So, let's bring her up. I'm going to bring up her body. Design. And I'll show what I kind of went through here. The lesser look. Here's her design. So, basically, yeah. You can see there's no chest. There's no genital. The design, as I went through with Sci-Fi, I did the lines on each of the knees, and the back of the knees, and the elbows, the arms, and whatnot. I had to line them up on the 3D model because we're using a VTuber through, VTube Studio. And then we have these things here. I have those as actual little sort of modules. So, I did the sort of hexagonal shapes on her face individually. which were just that, and then that again. That's all the hexagonal shape is, and it's repeated. To give a little bit of sci-fi. The tools I use for the rest of the body, I think it's actually in this one. I think it's in. No, it's not in clothing. It's in pattern. These are regularly standard sort of sci-fi imagery for comics. It's just a vent. That's sort of a futuristic looking plug. Actually, if you look at Ghost in the Shell, it's a similar plug like that. This is a regular interface hub that is used in science fiction. Let's go to a larger size here. That's the part right here under the cheek. Is sort of another interface moment, a little HUD moment that you would use in science fiction. There's another one that I use. Actually, I don't think I used it on mine, but I could have. So I mean, they're just little brushes you pick up on that regularly go through. Whenever you're using Clip Paint Studio, especially if you go into the EX, spend a little bit of extra money and get the assets. The assets basically are a wonderful little setup they do each and every, all day. I mean, pretty much everybody throughout the world can make an asset and add to it, and do little techniques here and there, share them around, and I mean, look on there. I mean, if there's something you're struggling with, like technology or mechanical drawing and whatnot, have somebody and see if somebody else did it and allows you to do it as well in a drawing. It's just a wonderful way to do it. If you're struggling with hair or lace, the lace on the outfit. Let me zoom in. Let me bring I up here and zoom her out a bit. So you can see the lace here. That is a preset of Clip Paint. This is also a preset. The sort of lace or the frills are an extra preset. So everything is kind of done. I did the hair or the headpiece separately. That was an original piece that I did. It's reflective of a bit of 90s anime trope, to do sort of like a headpiece where I did the triangle headpiece. It can't be seen too well with the hairstyle because it's right there. We did just a simple triangle shape with a little bit of effect. And I knew which way the shadow was going to go because the shadow always on the Vroids will go from left to right. So that'll be where your shadows are going. So if you're going to design a Vroid, keep that in mind. Left to right is the way the shadow light usually goes. It's just a little bit of fun when you do a design. I mean, actually, I did use the thing. I used it as the belt buckle. Okay. So I just wanted a fancy sort of sci-fi belt buckle. So that's what we did. Just little things like that. I mean, I have other tools in here. I've got little Halloween streamers because I had somebody want some Halloween art or little Halloween images behind them, so I've got that. And I mean, especially for Demon Blade, I have a section specifically for my characters. So I have a lightning brush or some sort of power brush there. I have tons of flower brushes for the character Eno. For Kyle later when he gets powers, I have this musical brush. I have tons of ice brushes for Mai. Just anything that makes your job a little bit easier that you can use that'll help. I mean, here, Eno's Vine Whip brush. So, I mean, I have Vine Brush. And actually, if I did, it goes in colors. So, yeah. Find what you need and use them. Here's some whitening brushes. They're not the best. They're good for maybe a drawing back scene, because they're just the same drawing over and over again. Here's a great brush that I found. Great if you wanted to do sort of the Demon Slayer artwork. There's the water technique, and here's the fire. Right there. Simple, quick draws. Here's a lightning. Simple. That quick. And I don't know what this one is supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be ice of some sort. But I don't have the colors right now. There's that's more of that crappy lightning. Just explore. I mean, always look for new things. What is this one? Oh, okay. So this is another sort of artistic fire one. I do have a fire character that will eventually come into Demon Blade. So, I mean, it's important I have them covered. What is this one? I'm not familiar with. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, just find the tools, find the brushes. Also, it helps to learn some techniques like we went over today especially with the tools, with the learning how leather looks versus cloth. So I mean, the points we have here with leather, the color of the boots, the plastic versus leather on the glove. Learning those little tiny techniques helps you make your drawing a little bit more impactful. So maybe this is a bit of an art lesson / stream version. But I wanted to just sort of cover that. I thank you all for joining in. We're going to go on ahead and go to our sponsor for the evening. And as always, that is Built Bar. I absolutely adore these. If you tuned into the stream late last night, while we were doing the stream, I hadn't eaten. Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't eat for 12 hours yesterday. During that stream, I did not eat but one thing, and that was a Built Bar Puff, which was a Built Bar Puff pumpkin. So it was delicious. It carried me through for those 12 hours. And then once I went to sleep, I still didn't eat. So I mean, I didn't eat till after I woke up at around noon today to do some artwork and to finish up the video for Lesser Look. So yeah, Built Bar is absolutely a wonderful thing to use. I love them. I use them all the time. They taste exactly like a good candy bar. They have flavors built around you because that is what they focus on first, is flavor. They have low carbs, low sugar, high protein, low fat. They are perfect to help you if you are looking for a protein bar. They are a perfect replacement for those, or they are even better a replacement for candy bars. So, and they have other products as well. The Built Immune, the Built Broth are ones I stand by. They are delicious as well. To get them, use the promo code EmbryoArts at built.com. That's EmbryoArts code at built.com. Right now, if you can go in the next few hours, you can get the cheesecakes before they're gone. They are removing them for this time. They'll probably be back in the future, but right now they're going away. So use the Built Bar code at built.com, code EmbryoArts. And as always, I want to thank you all for joining us on our Saturday streams. These are a wonderful delight. Every Saturday we do these art streams, and I welcome you. We will see you all again next week with another art stream. Until then, have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful